Good day, everyone. We are starting off this new second year of Double O Days with a very clownish story. And I'm sure if you had a look at the thumbnail for this video, you will see that we have the Ace of Spades and we have Rama. And these two are embroiled in a contest that is more hilarious than it is actually serious. So if you think about the fact that the Secretary General of the ruling party, Ace Magashule, has written a letter of suspension for Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of the ANC. It cannot get any funnier than this. And obviously, Cyril Ramaphosa and his faction has now said that Ace Magashule is suspended also from the ruling party. So these people can go ahead and they can literally rip each other to shreds. It's fun to see. They deserve each other, absolutely deserve each other. And in this article now from News 24, I'll read you the headline and then I'll get into the article and explain to you what is actually happening behind the scenes and how silly this actually is. But at the end of the day, what this does do, it strengthens our position, it strengthens our resolve, it shows that things are falling apart in the ruling party and in the other parties as well. They are all so pathetic that they deserve each other. Absolutely. Ace Magashule suspends Ramaphosa, but ANC says it's not possible. Well, he was the Secretary General of the ANC. I don't know what his current status is. Apparently, he says that he is appealing his suspension. So you're sitting with the Secretary General of the ruling party being suspended, and then you have him suspending the president of the ANC. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, how they fight each other, and this is probably what they deserve. Ace Magashule has hit back against his suspension, attempting to suspend President Cyril Ramaphosa. Well, it's not an attempt. He is actually the Secretary General. So this is something that the ruling party has never considered in the constitution. They don't actually have anything to govern this. And this is where it gets interesting. Because what Ace Magashule has said is he was elected at a national conference. And only a national conference can remove him. So what he has done is he has said that if he can be removed, so can Cyril. Because he was also elected at that conference. And he would be absolutely correct in thinking that. In a contentious letter, Magashule said he would appeal the decision. This is about his suspension. The ANC said it had noted the letter, but Magashule's suspension stood. Well, does Cyril's suspension stand? In which case, he will not be able to remain as president of South Africa. All of this is obviously a whole lot of clownishness and nothing to take seriously. It's all a farce. Our governance system is a farce. The party political system is a farce. These parties with their constitutions, where they can elect people, is a farce. So luckily, what we are doing is making sure that we continue with our work on the ground. As long as these people fight each other, this is wonderful. They deserve it. They deserve each other too. And they should enjoy doing what they are doing. Embattled ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule is appealing his suspension from the party and has in turn sought to suspend President Cyril Ramaphosa. That's obviously as the ANC president, and he has a right to do that. I've also, in accordance with the powers vested in me as the Secretary General of the ANC, and furthermore in full compliance with the relevant conference resolutions, because remember, this has to do with conferences. Okay, summarily suspended the president of the ANC, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, he said on Wednesday. And in the past, you will see that they have resolutions at a conference because this is how the ANC's constitution works. It's based on what is decided in a conference, and often the president will not implement those resolutions. And Cyril Ramaphosa has been criticized for not doing this. And he has been criticized with being on the side of white monopoly capital and many other things. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, because the conference is the highest authority in the African National Congress. So Ace Magashule is not wrong when he says that he should only be suspended at a conference. You cannot remove the person that is at the highest level within the organization, outside of the sphere that elected that person, which was the Nasrec conference in 2017. So he's absolutely correct. In a letter drafted 3rd of May, Deputy Secretary General Jesse Tuati informed Magashule he was temporarily suspended. Now, no one in the African National Congress actually knows what this means, and it becomes even more farcical later on. Now, Derek Hanekom, very quick to put his fat foot in this whole situation, says, as it happens, AC is no longer the Secretary General of the ANC, and even if he were, he would have no such constitutional powers, saying that he would not have the power to suspend the President of the ANC. Well, this is interesting. How do you suspend the Secretary General of the ruling party outside of the exact same forum that elected him? You cannot do that. I mean, it's ridiculous what's happening in the ruling party, and the ruling party is currently in shambles. Very good thing. Firing back at Duarte in a statement on Wednesday, Magashule said he did not have the authority to issue such letters. He said that she did not have the authority to issue such letters, and is absolutely correct. She doesn't have the authority to issue a letter to suspend Magashule, because only he has the right to suspend people in the party. He was elected as the ANC Secretary General, and this is an absolute joke. Thus, the letter is fatally flawed and in fact unconstitutional. He's absolutely correct with regards to that. This is the ANC's constitution. Furthermore, these letters are based on the selective and factional interpretation of the relevant resolution, Magashule said. So he's correct. There is a faction in the ANC that decided that they have certain powers, which they don't have, because they first need to remove him at another electoral conference. The same way Cyril was elected with 2 billion being paid in bribes for votes. I herefore announce that I am immediately and formally appealing this unconstitutional suspension. In terms of the ANC constitution, my suspension is thus wholly suspended. He is suspending his suspension, and he's allowed to do that until my appeal has been heard and its final outcome announced. He urged those in the party who had received similar letters to follow the appropriate internal appeal processes. On the move to suspend Ramaphosa, Magashule said this was done in terms of the resolution to step aside. He is out on 200,000 rand bail and is being charged with corruption, fraud and money laundering related to a Free State asbestos tender. Listen, if there's any person in the African National Congress that has not made money out of being an MP or involved in some way, shape or form, I would love to meet them and actually spend time with them and interview them. The ANC's Pule Mabe said late on Wednesday the party had noted Magashule's letter. Noted. Well, this is quite a serious problem they're stuck with right now. The decisions of the National Executive Committee and National Working Committee stand. The NEC will be meeting over the weekend and will accordingly respond to the Secretary General. The problem is the NEC is not above him because they didn't elect him. This is the problem they're stuck with now. So Ace Magashule wasn't elected by the NEC, so they cannot remove him. He was elected at a conference and can only be removed in the same way. And their constitution does not deal with this mess, so it's going to get bloody. Blood on the floor, as some people say. The ANC requested the Secretary General respect the decisions of the NEC and subject himself to the discipline of the organization, he added. Duarte told Magashule that as part of his suspension, he may not carry out his duties and responsibilities as Secretary General. Now, how does a person that is his deputy send him a letter of suspension? It's absolute madness. It's ridiculous. He may not represent the organization publicly, and he cannot make public pronouncements, nor can he mobilize ANC structures. How can she give him this instruction after he was elected as a higher authority? She's his deputy. You may not engage in the mobilization of ANC structures, any other organizations or individuals, including your stepping aside and matters related thereto. On Monday, the NWC, the National Working Committee, which is even a lower authority, gave the green light to suspend all party members criminally charged who did not step aside within the 30-day deadline, which expired last week. Now, they have no authority under the ANC Constitution to do so. They've just made this decision, and this is going to become interesting to see how things now pan out. Magashule rejected a push that he step aside, insisting he could only be removed by a conference of the ANC, which is absolutely correct. He was elected in a conference, only a conference can remove him. You are required to update the Office of the Secretary General on a monthly basis regarding the progress with your case. The decision to temporarily suspend you will be reviewed by the NEC every 6 months. Now, they have no authority to do this whatsoever, or from time to time at your request, Duarte said in a letter to him. Now, just imagine you're in an organization, you are the CEO of a company, and the deputy CEO, if there is such a thing, tells you that you are suspended. This is such a farce. Now, I'm not taking sides in all of this. I'm explaining to you the organizational structure and what a mess they're in. Most of these people are criminals in my books, and they should have never been involved in politics, never, not even in government or governance, because they don't understand the basic principles of humanity to be able to govern humans at all. And it shows in what they do. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed yet to this channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notifications for future videos. Thank you to everyone that has made donations to keep this channel going. In the description below the video, you'll find the Double O's Capitec banking details there. 10 rands or 20 rands make a difference. They all add up, and I want to thank all the hundreds of people that have made donations towards this work to keep it going. We will be going to Cape Town soon. First, we'll have a meeting this Saturday in Bloemfontein, so I'm looking forward to that. And then we'll make our way to Cape Town. We will engage in many more meetings there. All of these travels, it costs money. It costs us 5,000 rand there, 5,000 rand back. So it's a lot of funds to use because we're traveling in a car, and it's an entire family. And I really want to thank everyone that's made it possible to support us thus far. It's been a year. It's been an awesome year. It's been a lot of hard work. It's been difficult, but we are encouraged and we are working harder to get the job done, get to the end and finish the line. And what's happening in the ruling party right now is really awesome. The Democratic Alliance, the official opposition, they are falling apart at the seams. You know, when you don't work in a functioning system, a defective system, as I explained yesterday in my live stream, and please go and watch that live stream and like it and share it, you will understand why none of this can work. None of our current governance system can work. It is defective. It was a bad design. It was an intentional bad design. It was always made to break at some stage. I really want to thank you for watching this video. Till the next video.